Welcome back. This video is about WordPress pages. Posts, media, and pages are three of the most common areas that most people will visit on the back end of their WordPress website. Today we're going to discuss pages. You can access pages by logging into your WordPress site and going to Pages. Once here, you will see that all pages is automatically selected, and there's also an Add New. At the top of the Pages screen, there is another Add New button. Here's the list of all the pages that I currently have on my website. This is a demo installation, so there's really not a whole lot here, but it gives you enough to see what's going on. You'll notice that two of the pages here have special tags on them, saying Front Page and Posts Page. This is because in WordPress settings, I have selected to use a specific page as the front page of WordPress. The front page of WordPress is what happens when you go and you visit your site. At the main index URL, what do you see? In my case, oh, how fun this isn't. This is what you see. It's got a simple title, a couple navigation items, a page, basic footer. Not a whole lot, not very exciting. But what it is this home, which is marked as front page. Now there are two ways to edit this page. I can click on Edit here, or this home icon, or on the actual page of the WordPress site, I can click on Edit Page. Now it is possible that depending on the WordPress installation you have and how it has been configured, this top section, this dark bar with all these very useful links, may not be there. If that has happened, it is something to do with your theme, your plugins, how everything has been set up. So I'm just going to click on Edit Page here. And here we're going to see our WordPress page. Now, the back end of the editor has a few important fields. Up at the top it says Edit Page, and there is of course an Add New button, which allows you to add new pages. There's also some screen options. What this allows you to do is select what you want to see on this screen. For example, over here on the right, we have Publish. You can't actually remove that, but you have Page Attributes right here. If I wanted to make that go away, I would uncheck the box and suddenly Page Attributes is gone. I'm going to put them back because I like them. But if you would like to see revisions, if you have custom fields that your theme is using, if you want to see comments, if you want to see any other information about this page, you can just turn the checkboxes on or off here. You can also choose whether you have a one-column layout or a two-column layout. Personally, I like the two-column layout with the additional information over here on the side. Once you set your screen options for a specific page and go through and save it, do all of those things, it will usually remember those settings as you go to other pages. That can be very helpful in terms of saving time. For each of the individual sections of your page, you can rearrange them. For example, let's say you really like using your featured image. You can just click on it, drag it, drop it, and bring it up to the top. You can also expand and contract each of these sections by just clicking on the arrow. If you have specific plugins, they may add specific sections to this back end. For example, I'm using the Yoast SEO plugin, and you'll see here that it has added a whole section. My theme has also added a couple of sections. So it's added a page settings and a slider settings. These are both added by the theme. This is added by a plugin. And then up here at the top, I happen to have a page builder plugin, which has added a whole bunch more information up here. If I want to turn off my page builder, it will give me the standard WordPress backend. There are a variety of different page builders. I use Visual Composer. It's one of the most popular. But here you will see a number of different options. Now, depending on what plugins and themes you have, these options will vary. You may also not see the second row. There is this Toolbar Toggle. If you click on it, it brings you up these additional options. These are particularly useful because you can select from a paragraph, you can choose different types of headings. Within the content of your page, you normally want to stick to heading 2 and heading 3. If you have any other information, just use bold. There's also italic, strike through, a simple bulleted list, a simple numbered list, a block quote. This is useful if you're quoting something from another website and it's several lines long. Insert a simple horizontal line across your screen. Align left, center, and right. Insert links, remove links. Links are fun to talk about, so I am just going to put some random text right here, and we're going to go ahead and link it. So we just click on Insert or Edit Link. And now I can either enter a URL, or I can link to my existing content. Let's say I'm just going to link it over to my contact page. Now I have one last option here. I can select to open the link in a new tab. What that means is when a person just clicks on the link, they don't do anything special, they just click on it. Will it open in the same window that they're already using, or will it open in a new window? Frequently, people don't like it if you open things in new windows for them. The only time you might want to get around this is if you are linking to another website. So you are sending people away from your website, you may want to open them in a new tab. Since I'm going to the same page on my website, I will not check this box. And just click on Add Link. The recent WordPress editor has added a little more information. So now if I just put my cursor anywhere in this link, it shows me where the link goes to, allows me to remove it or edit it. And the next version of WordPress is scheduled to actually allow inline editing of links. Read More tag. This is normally only used on blog posts, so I'm not going to cover it here in Pages. Underline of text. Typically, only links should be underlined on the web. It is a standard that has been established since about 1995 that underline means something is a link. You generally confuse people if you underline something that is not a link. Justify, just like align left, center, and right, there is also an align justify. You can change the color of your text. Number of common colors are here, and of course you can click on custom and it will bring up a color picker and you can choose pretty much any color. Paste as text. This is really, really useful. If you have text that you have copied from an email, from a Word document, from just some random location, if you click on Paste as Text, it will paste that content in with no formatting. What can happen is if you copy something out of, for example, your email, you could end up with 10 separate little div and style markers and all sorts of junk HTML in there. And you don't want to bring that over into your WordPress site because then you have to go clean it out. So you can just click on Paste as Text and then paste your content and it will paste in beautifully. Clear formatting. This is in case you pasted in text that has a whole bunch of HTML junk with it. You can select the text and then click on Clear Formatting and it will remove the majority of the formatting. It doesn't catch everything though. This is if you want to insert a special character. For example, I will click on it and you have a variety of different special characters. This is helpful, for example, if you want to use British pounds, if you would like to use one of the Greek letters like omega, a few other little shapes are available. Increase indent and decrease indent. These are typically not used except when you bring content over from another word processing program. And of course, the always helpful undo and redo. And keyboard shortcuts. This will display a menu of available keyboard shortcuts. Now, as I said, specific themes as well as plugins may add their own items to this. So the theme that I'm using is Fruitful, and it has added a whole bunch of its own options to this section. I'm not going to cover them because they're theme specific. Now, this is what's called the visual text editor. What it means is things turn colors, they change sizes. You see a whole bunch of visual information, not just a lot of HTML code. The other one is called the text editor. You'll notice that this top bar up here has completely changed. And suddenly what was just a nice hyperlink looks like this. I now see the HTML of the link. If you have some HTML issues with your site, you need to clean out some junk code, this is where you have to go to edit it. If you don't know how to edit HTML, you probably should not be in this text tab. And you should just use the visual editor. Frequently in message boards and discussions, you'll see people talk about the visual editor versus the text editor. That's what they mean, visual and text. Text means you see the HTML. So the list here is shorter. It's just bold, italic, make a link, block quote. Del is just cross out the code. So del is the same as strike through. Insert image, unordered list, ordered list. An unordered list is a bulleted list, an ordered list is a numbered list. Code. This tag is only available from the text editor. This allows you to mark a specific section of text as code. That means that on the front end it'll get displayed in a different font format. Normally, depending on your theme, it's usually represented as monospace text. That is not always true though. Theme code can override that. More is just like the more tag here. Again, normally only used with blog posts. And then close tags. This is a special one. It closes all currently open tags, just in case you forgot to close something. The publish tab over here tells you the status. Your available statuses are published, pending review, and draft. Right now, published means it's available and live on the web. Pending review means that you have multiple authors on your blog and an author has submitted it to have an editor review it before it gets published. Draft just means that you've started writing it, but you don't want the world to see it yet. So on most websites, you will use published and draft. You won't use pending review. Visibility, public, password protected, or private. If you want everyone to be able to access it, make it public. If you want to lock this page down and require a password to view the content of the page, you can click on password protected and enter a password. Or if you want only people who are logged into the website to be able to access it, you can click on private. Revisions. This tells you how many revisions this page has had. Depending on the theme that you are using, the revisions may or may not show up. Published on. This is the date that it was originally published. This can be edited, so you can change this date. Published on date is normally only modified on posts. If you want to delete this, you can click on Move to Trash. Move to Trash puts it into a trash section. Over here on the pages, that's all pages, you would see a new tab show up called Trash. That would allow you to view any pages that have been put into the trash, and you could restore them from there as well. This symbol here is a traffic light symbol, and that is because I have the Yoast SEO plugin. You'll see it also has a traffic light symbol. That is a plugin specific item. Remember, plugins can add things to different sections of your page. And of course, the update button, which is basically save changes. Featured images. These are sometimes used with pages, but more often than not, they're used with posts. Also, it depends on what theme you are using, whether or not featured images are displayed at all. Page attributes. Parent. Parent basically just means you can make this a subpage of something else. So if I wanted, this is very helpful if you have a lot of pages on your website and you want to organize them nicely. Template, default template. Right now I have 2 templates with my theme. Whether or not you see this template section will depend upon your theme. The options available to select will depend upon your theme. Order is used by some themes and not by others. It's generally pretty straightforward. The order lowest goes first. That's just if you're ordering pages using some specific theme settings. So that should basically cover the edit page screen. Thanks for watching.